Okay, so I want to talk about institutional memory. And I want to talk about the rule of law in terms of the institutional memory that evolves slowly and is upheld within our institutions, not just the centrally planned civil service institutions, but also within local authorities. And it's the bottom line of citizenship, and it's a bottom line that develops through like social change and crisis and tragedy. To put it bluntly, tragedy. Do you know what I mean? You could read child abuse inquiries in sequence, and that'll give you systems development. And I wanted to talk about when the Stephen Lawrence murder kind of resulted in us discussing institutional racism and about my role in. I think we were still. I don't think we were the DWP then. I think it was still the employer. I can't remember. But anyway, I was a training consultant. And my job, like, I was responsible for Yorkshire and the Humber, which is, it's quite a big area. And my job was to go through the recommendations of the inquiry, to read the entire inquiry, to make sure that I had digested it. Do you know what I mean? So that I could really, that I had taken time to think about it, that I had gone through the recommendations, and then that I had gone through all the training products for this area, and made sure that I had made both necessary changes so that would impact change at the institutional level, but also recommended training programs to fill gaps that were identified. And this was like quite a methodical process, and I wasn't the only person doing this. I was certainly only responsible for this bit of the country. There were people doing it, and in every different department. And like, we forget how big these institutions are. Like, some of the training that they used to do used to be at a place called Long Benton, where there was a corridor that was a mile long. These systems are enormous, and they deal with millions and millions of like transactions every day, and they have to reflect complex social and legal change. And there's a bottom line within these systems that's about the rule of law. And it comes in the form of, in many, many different forms. But we have to retain this institutional memory in our institutions. That's part of the bottom line of democracy. And we kind of assume that we have institutions who are upholding this. The civil service is designed so that they will uphold this and take this very seriously, and they do. And local authorities have lots of, professionals within who do that, and lots of administrators who do that, and lots of people who are supposed to do that. But it's actually like that we've kind of hacked away at that. When things are reliable, we hack away at them, And we have always been able to rely on our institutions doing this, and because we've kind of hacked away at their ability to do this, this is at the root of crisis at present. And it's because in this country that institutional memory is actually quite important. And it's not just upheld or imposed, it's actually about agreements between us about how our systems will learn. And certainly that's the reason, that our family courts issues judgments. They issue specific judgments because confidentiality is key in everything. If they issue a judgment, then it means that for some reason they wanted either the public or other professionals to read that judgment. So the one against mermaids was about actually warning professionals to apply their critical faculties to claims being made, and to remember the frameworks within which they work. And we have like lots of systems which do this, which learn and which retain this institutional memory. And the problem is very much that we have a central culture who are not aware of this for a lot of reasons. But that doesn't mean that it can be abdicated. That just means that we'll generate enough crisis that they're made aware of it. And they do not understand this process at all. And we're in like a really big version of that.